Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam discussion, and we'll start with prayers. I request all the devotees to kindly join us for the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadate Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतुषे नमः पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तिशक्तिकम् हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गो मम मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्बोजौ राधावदनमोहनो तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं. Hare Krishna, dear friends, dear devotees. So thank you so much for assembling and gathering here online for today's Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Requesting those of you for whom it's possible, please turn on your videos. I would like to see all of you and get inspired. Yes, so to inspire me, to encourage me, to energize me, please turn on your videos. Right. I wanted to ask all of you a question. Have you heard of Ashtakams? You know what's Ashtakam? Have you heard of this terminology somewhere? Yeah. Name any Ashtakams. So Ashtakams refer to 8 verses, 8 stanzas. Yes, Damodar Ashtakam, Shiksha Ashtakam. Yes, Jagannath Ashtakam. So these Ashtakams are collections of 8 verses which are either prayers, they can be just offerings, anything of that sort. Radhika Ashtakam. So we heard this Ashtakam. So now we are going to enter into a twin verse of Bhagavatam, which is going to conclude Krishna is the object of worship Ashtakam. I know it doesn't rhyme. It's too long, but that's what it is. And how is Krishna addressed in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam? Vasudeva. He's called as Vasudeva, the personality who stays everywhere. Vas means to stay, and Vasudeva is the personality who stays everywhere. Okay. So this particular personality is these 8 things. If you know these 8 things, because these 8 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, these 8 things make Vasudeva or Krishna the supreme object of worship. Ready? So let's dwell deep into this. So Krishna is, or Vasudeva is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this shloka is very easy. 66.66% of shloka you can easily memorize because it is Vasudeva Para. Vasudeva Param or Vasudeva Para. Okay, that Parampara we just have to remember our Guru Parampara and we will manage that. Otherwise, it's very easy, right? It's the easiest, one of the easiest shlokas of Bhagavatam. So I'll sing this. Vasudeva Para Veda, Vasudeva Para Makha, Vasudeva Para Yoga, Vasudeva Para Kriya, Vasudeva Param Jnanam, Vasudeva Param Tapah, Vasudeva Paro Dharmo, Vasudeva Paragatihi. Okay, I would like you all to take 15-20 seconds and see this. words, because there's going to be a quiz. It's going to be a quiz, so you have another 10 seconds. I'm not going to talk. You can see it. Small quiz. Okay, ready? Meanwhile, I just wanted to ask Her Grace Bhakti Sundari Mataji, you got recently initiated, or is this the initiated name from before?
Just a day before I am newborn,
We
Prabhuji.
are not able to hear you. Or is it just me? Can you hear her? You're able to hear her?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, now I'm able to hear you.
I'm audible, Prabhuji, now?
You are audible.
Yes, Prabhuji. Just a day before I got initiated.
Okay, bye.
Your Christmas Eve.
Who was the spiritual master who bestowed mercy upon you?
His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaja.
We both. Hari Hari. So Her Grace Bhakti Sundari Devi Mataji ki jai. Congratulations.
Please, Prabhuji, pray for me that I can serve Guru Maharaj and please Guru and Gauranga.
Yes, I'm just happy to know that Maharaj is still giving initiations. That's my happiness. Okay, thank you. My new God system.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I
Welcome.
have waited a lot.
Yes, we all have. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
That's why we say, Utsahad Nischayat Dhairya. And Dhairya always speaks. Congrats.
Yeah.
Big thing, big occasion. Really. Thank you. Going back. Okay, so the quiz is, now I'm going to show you the translation. Sorry, I kind of distracted you, spiritually distracted you, but still you have to attempt the quiz. Now you've seen the words. Now you have to give me the Sanskrit words equivalent. So, which is in the revealed scriptures, the ultimate object of knowledge is Sri Krishna. Vasudeva Paro. Yes, Vasudeva Paro. Param Veda. This is Veda. Vasudeva Paro Veda. Knowledge. Veda. This is the right one. Okay. Veda means knowledge, right? Next. Vasudeva Para. The purpose of performing sacrifice is to please him. Is yoga sacrifice? I don't think so. Yajna, was Yajna mentioned? Yes, Makha. The birthday girl gets it. Initiation is second birth, right? So it's Makha. Makha is also, wait, that's why one of the names of Radharani is Makheshwari. Where we have that beautiful verse from Radha Kripa Kataksha Stotra. Sureshwari, Makheshwari. Yes. It's a very nice sloka. That's one of my favorites. Okay. Now this is easy. Yoga is for realizing him. Vasudeva Para. Okay, I don't even need to see the answers. You all got it. It's yoga. The process of linking. That means all the mystic powers, they're all ultimately for realizing Krishna. And all fruitive activities are ultimately rewarded by him only. Vasudeva Para. It's not karma. That's why you have to be attentive. It's Kriya. Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is Karma Yoga. Is you're offering your actions as an offering to Krishna. He is supreme knowledge. Now, what is the difference between this and this? The revealed scriptures was there, right? Yes. Vasudeva Param Jnanam. The next one, severe austerities. This is also easy. All severe austerities are performed to know him. Tapaha. Some devotees have advanced to the next one. They went to the next step. Then this is also easy. Religion is rendering loving service unto him. What is that? Dharma. Yes. And last but not least, Vasudeva Param Para Gatihi. Gati is the goal. Correct? So these are the 8 ways. So at least something we'll remember. So that's the translation. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. That Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, is the only object of worship, is confirmed in the 2 shlokas. What is it? What is the main word here? Yes, only. No matter which path you are on, generally, this is the goal of life. If you're a dharmavadi, this is the goal of life. You're a tapasvi, this is the goal of life. Krishna is the goal of life. You're a jnani, Krishna is the goal of life. You're a karma yogi, this is the goal of life. You're a dhyan yogi, this is the goal of life. You're a karma kandi, this is the goal of life. You're a Veda Arpatet Bhavad Vipra. You're a Vipra, this is the goal of life. Krishna is the goal of life. So no matter who you are, which we fall in which category, we are none of these. Now we fall in this category. Some of us may come in this also. Yes, so that's why. In generally also, he is the goal of life for everyone. This sums up everything. Who don't have any goal? Yes. Have you met people without goal? Yes. Yeah, so many. 99.99% people who don't have a goal. So give them a goal. Krishna is supreme goal. Just take it. This is how Prabhupada would preach. He would ask, do you accept some God? He said, no, we don't. We don't know, then accept Krishna as God. Finished. It's done. Accept and you start worshipping him. Don't waste time. You anyway don't have anyone. Do you chant any names? No, we don't chant. Okay, then take these names and start chanting. You anyway don't chant. You chant this. Next. In the Vedic literatures, there is the same objective, establishing our relationship with Vasudeva, acting according to that relationship, and ultimately reviving our lost relationship, lost loving service unto him. What is this? This is the sum and substance of Vedas. That means if you see the Vedas, Vedas give knowledge. The very meaning of Vedas means knowledge. So this particular knowledge is 3 categories of knowledge. It's called as Sambandha Gyan. This is acting according to that relationship is called as Abhideya Gyan. And reviving our lost relationship, loving service unto him is called as Prayojana Gyan. So these are the 3 types of knowledge which the Vedas give. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana. And we have deities also for this, respective deities. The deities, initially that's why we recite this. Our deity of Sambandha is Madana Mohan. Why? Because in this world, everybody has Sambandha with Madan. Madan is Cupid, who makes you stupid. So the Cupid who's making people stupid, we worship the Lord and Master of that Cupid, who is Madan, who can bewilder even the Cupid, Madan Mohan. Jayatam Surato Pangor Mamanda Matirgati Matsarvasva Padam Bojau Radha Madanam. And there's an Acharya also for this. The Acharya is, Sambandha Acharya is Sanatana Dharma. Initially we have to, our Sambandha with material world is very strong. Sambandha is relationship. So it's very vital and important that we take blessings of Sanatana Goswami and we take blessings of this particular deity, Madan Mohan, and establish ourselves thoroughly in relationship with Vasudeva. Then there is Abhideya. Abhideya deity is Govinda Dev. Govinda is the master and the person who gives pleasure to everyone's senses. Right? So we have to engage our senses in serving that Lord and give him pleasure. So engaging senses in Lord's service. Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshtali Bisevya Mano Smara Govinda Dev. And the Acharya is Srila Rupa Goswami. He is the Acharya for the Abhideya Gyan. And then finally, there is the goal. Prayojan means the goal. And what is the deity? The deity is Sriman Rasa Rasarambi Vamsi Vata Tatastita Karshan Venu Swarer Gopi Gopinathaya Tena. Gopinath, Radha Gopinath. Because ultimately the goal is Gopir Bhartur Pada Kamalior Das 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 Das. So Krishna is the master of all the gopis and we are to be servant of servant and render service to that master of the gopis in that particular bhav, in that mood. And the Acharya is Raghunath Das Goswami. Right. In the Bhagavad Gita, the same theory is confirmed by the Lord in his own words. The ultimate purpose of Vedas is to know him only. Where does Krishna say this? He speaks this in Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, verse number 15. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matta smritirgyanam apohanam cha. Vedescha sarverahameva vedyah vedanta kritveda videva cha. The goal of Vedas is to know Krishna. Correct. So now this was what? We're still in Vasudeva Paraveda. That's the topic. We're still. It's still, Prabhupada is elaborating on this part, the first part. So that is the purpose of all the Vedas. So we all know that famous story of Prabhupada meeting Vedantists. And this Vedantist were telling, oh, I know I'm Trivedi. Others said, I'm Chaturvedi. Trivedi means one who knows 3 Vedas. Chaturvedi knows 4 Vedas. And Prabhupada asked, who is God? They had no clue who is God. They said, we don't know. They didn't say we don't know, of course. They were trying to explain that God is a very abstract subject matter. It's very complicated. It's not something that can be put in simple words. Right? And then Prabhupada said, come, just keep quiet. Shh. He called a child. And he told the child, tell who is God. He said, Krishna is God. Prabhupada gave him 1 cookie. He said, what is the goal of life? He said, Prabhupada, to go back home, back to God. They gave another cookie. And in Hindi, they say, Bacha Bacha Janta hai. Even a kid knows it. And this Vedantists, all they could do was hold their dhotis and run away. That's the only thing they could do. Happens. Yeah. All the revealed scriptures are prepared by the Lord through his incarnation in the body of Srila Vyasadeva, just to remind the fallen souls conditioned by material nature of Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Yeah. So the revealed scriptures are called as Apaurusheya. This is the word. Apaurusheya means those who are not. Paurusheya means something that's man-made. Apaurusheya is divine, transcendental, which is not something that can be manufactured by man, an ordinary person. Yes. So all the revealed scriptures are prepared through his incarnation. So they are not ordinary. They are not at all ordinary. The Lord comes as Sahitya Sakti Avatar. Sahitya is literature, literary incarnation. Shakti Avesh is very special potency invested by the Lord in the Jiva. That is called as Shakti Avesh. Avesh is that infusing energy. Shakti is prowess, the divine energy of Lord. So Sahitya Shakti Avesh refers to the literary incarnation of Krishna. Yes, Srila Vyasadeva. And all the scriptures are like alarm. They are called alarms. Bhagavatam is also called an alarm. What does alarm do? It wakes you up. Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapya Varanam Nibodata, Surasya Dhara Nichalat Duratya, Durgam Spatantat, Pavayo Vadanti. So they wake you up. Get up. You sleeping soul, get up. Get up and serve Krishna. So that's what alarm does, right? Like every day I have, while Lord's mercy, I've got the fortune of every day doing Mangalarti. Not singing, performing the Arti. I have to get up. Go, get up. And you have to go and serve the Lord. Rather, Radhikaraman is waiting. You have to run, take bath, get fresh, make plate, offer the Lord first, wake him up. I have to go and wake up the Lord. Amazing service, right? Yes. Uttishta Govinda, Uttishta Garudadvaja, Uttishta Kamala Kanta, Trailokya Mangalam Kuru. I have to wake him up like that. And he gets up. He gets up, he needs sweet, he'll cry. So today we offered him gulab jamuns. That's how you wake up the Lord. Yes, you make him eat, then you make his plate. It's such an amazing experience. What a lifestyle. Yeah. So the scriptures are also meant to wake us up. So every time we're coming to the Srimad Bhagavatam to get awakened, right? They're waking us up, reminding us. That reminder is something. How many of us set reminders? We all set alarms, right? Alarms, reminders. Yes. We have to do this task. We have to send this mail, send this message. We keep setting these reminders. Yeah, we all need it. Living entity needs reminders. Even if you say, Prabhu, can you please do this service? Oh, Prabhu, okay, Prabhu, just remind me tomorrow. Please remind me. We all set reminders. So Bhagavatam is all the more needed because this is the age of reminders. No demigod can award freedom from material bondage. That's something we already discussed a lot yesterday and day before. That is the verdict of all the Vedic literatures. Impersonalists who have no information of the personality of Godhead minimize the omnipotency of the Supreme Lord and put him on an equal footing with all living beings. And for this act, such impersonalists get freedom from material bondage only with great difficulty. Okay. So what do the impersonalists do? First of all, we need to understand what are they doing. So they are the ones who put him on equal footing with other living beings. So what they say, oh, their philosophy is okay, who is Krishna? Krishna is the person who is like, yeah, he is a great thinker and philosopher. And when he says surrender unto me, you should not take it literally. You should say you should surrender to the unborn within Krishna. And that unborn is there with all of them. We also have some unborn within us. Yes, Krishna is God, but we are also God. Yes, he is God, we are God. Everyone is God. Right? That is their philosophy. Yes, you will realize very soon. Keep going, keep going. Do your sadhana, you'll see a light. And then when the light becomes very prominent, you will feel that energy expanding everywhere. And one fine day, you will realize that you are that God. So they have such kind of bogus philosophy. It may sound very sweet also. People may hear attentively. Oh, wow. Very inspiring. I can be God. Yes, you too can become God. Everybody can be God. So they're trying to equate. So these kind of people are called as ahangropasa. Bhagavad Gita is there. Ekatvena pratakvena bahuda vishwatomukam. Krishna explains in the 9th chapter about such people. Ahangropasana, worshipping themselves, putting themselves with equal footing to Lord. Yes, so because they do all such kind of nonsense, they get bound up so much because this is the last snare of Maya, they call it. Last snare of Maya is to think oneself as God. So with great difficulty, klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavad virvapyate. Bhagavad Gita 12.5. This indicates that they get freedom from the bondage with great difficulty. It's very difficult for them to get liberated. That too they get liberated provided they surrender to him after many, many births. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. So till here was that transcendental knowledge. Next. One may argue that the Vedic activities are based on sacrificial ceremonies. Vasudeva para makha. Yeah, because that's the base. Vedas contain 3 sections. We spoke about 3 knowledge. There are 3 sections of Vedas also. The first section is called as Karma Kanda. The second section is called as Jnana Kanda. The third section is called as Upasana Kanda. So what is Karma Kand? Karma Kand is a section where there are various sacrifices mentioned to go to heavens. Jnana Kanda is that knowledge about soul, and most prominently, it indicates for the impersonal Brahman as the object of worship. Upasana Kanda refers to Panchopasana for liberation. So initially a person worships Ganesh. So with Ganesh, you remove all obstacles. Then one worships Surya. They are called as Sauryas. Ganapatyas, Sauryas. They prolong the health. Then one worships Shakti. Shakti Devi to get all powers. And then there is Shiva. Is the person who liberates. The sense of liberation comes. And then finally, there is Vishnu. Prema. But many people have a hodgepodge kind of philosophy for this. Liberate means Shiva doesn't give liberation, but worshipping Shiva gives kind of, in the sense, one more or less becomes kind of detached from this material world. And then Vishnu for Prema. Usually this is the Panchupasana. But Mayavadi people, what they do is they do all this one by one, they keep giving up, they give up Vishnu also. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. So even Vishnu is a form of Maya. Mayavadis. Usually that's the understanding. So people get bewildered by studying Vedas many times. This is the actual goal. So these all worships come under Sanatana Dharma. Right? All come under. And the Vaishnavas are the topmost Sanatana Dharmis. So one may argue that Vedic sacrifices are based on sacrificial ceremonies. Yes, usually that is the major part, Karma Kanda, this section. So they have different fire sacrifices to go to heavens. That is true. But all such sacrifices are also meant for realizing about Vasudeva. How come? Yes. They are meant to realize because every sacrifice starts with invocation for Vasudeva. Harihi. Without Hari Nam, there cannot be any sacrifice. The first sacrifice is offered to Vasudeva. Even any Karma Kandi ceremony also. What is the last thing that they sing? Ayena vacha manasendriya va buddhyatmanama prakriti svabhava karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayanaiti samarpayami. Keshavam Madhavam Gopika Vallavam. Like that. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. What you heard this? That's how it ends. So Kayena Vacha Manasendriyava Buddhyatmanava Prakriti Svabhava Karomi Yadyat Sakalam Parasme Narayana Iti Samarpayam. So they say we are going to offer our BMWs to Krishna. What's BMW? Body, mind, and words. So these all BMWs are going to be offered to Krishna. Yeah. So ultimately, also sacrifices are also meant for offering to Krishna. So that's why that's another name of Vasudeva. Yajna vai Vishnu. Yajna is one of the names of Vishnu. And even Bhagavad Gita it is stated. Where it is said? Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. Suhridam sarva bhutanam nyatva mam shanti mrichati. That's the peace formula. It's called peace formula. So Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. So all yajnas are also for satisfaction of Krishna. So next Vasudeva Para. This is done. We did Veda, Makha, 2 over. Next we go to Vasudeva Para Yoga. Okay. That's also the case with yoga systems. Yoga is means to get in touch with the Supreme Lord. Contact. Yes, contact. Being in contact with the Lord. Getting in touch. Getting in contact. The process, however, includes several bodily features such as asana, dhyana, pranayama, meditation. And all of them are meant for concentrating upon the localized aspect Vasudeva present as Paramatma. Here, that is the object. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadaram Gagana Sadasham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamala Nayanam Yogi Hrid Dhyana Gamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavavayaharam Sarvalokaikanata. So this particular yogis, they Yogi Hrid Dhyana Gamyam. Yogi Hrid. Hrid is their heart. Dhyana Gamyam means that is their object of meditation. Right? Dhyana avastha tat gatena manasa pashyantiyam yogino. In dhyan, in meditation, these yogis, they look upon this particular feature of Narayana, Paramatma. Actually, they are Paramatmavadis. But Paramatma is whose expansion? Vasudeva's expansion. There's a question on the chat. Prabhuji, can you repeat one more time, please? What does Karma Kandi do? Karma Kandis do different sacrifices, fire sacrifices to go to heavens. But they can't go to heaven without blessings of Krishna. You can't do anything without blessings of Krishna. Right? Yoga Vidam Veda. Correct. That is, Vishnu Sahasranam has that particular names also. Okay. Paramatma is but a partial realization of Vasudeva. And if one is successful in that attempt, one realizes Vasudeva in full. Okay. So what gradually it is, we have already seen in the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, 11th verse. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdati. So Brahma is impersonal aspect of Lord. Paramatma is personal aspect of Lord. Whereas Bhagavan is personal, is an active aspect, active and reciprocal. Paramatma is not an active feature of Lord. He's there, he's person, but he's not very active. Reciprocal, yeah, Krishna reciprocates. Krishna reciprocates very actively. Is a reciprocation. You serve the Lord you reciprocate. You definitely get reciprocation by service. That's the beauty. You chant, you get reciprocation. You worship deities, you get reciprocation. You read Bhagavatam, you get reciprocation. You can talk to him. Yeah, you can feed him. He feeds you. You feed him, he feeds you. There's a reciprocation. So Brahman is the Sat feature of Lord. Paramatma has Sat and Chit feature of Lord. Bhagwan has Sat, Chit, and Ananda feature of Lord. All aspects of absolute truth. Vadanti tat tattvavidastattvam yajnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdati. Yeah. So usually the purpose of yoga is to realize Paramatma, to proceed upwards and eventually even realize Bhagavan. But by ill luck, most yogis are stranded by the powers of mysticism achieved through the bodily process. Ill-fated yogis are given a chance in next birth by placing in the families of good learned brahmanas or the families of rich merchants in order to execute the unfinished task of yes. If fortunate brahmanas and sons of rich men properly utilize this chance, they can easily realize Vasudeva by good association with saintly persons. Yeah, they need devotees. Now here, what usually happens is yogis, this particular section of Bhagavad Gita, this is Bhagavad Gita 6.40 to 44. This is the section where minimum, if a yogi fails, a yogi starts his yoga and fails, at least he'll get a human body. Right? Why they fail usually is, yeah, he tried and failed. Some yogis succeed. They succeed in the process, but they're distracted by the Ashta Siddhis. Anima, Lagima, Mahima, Prapti, Shita, Vashitva, Prakamya. All these Siddhis, Ashta Siddhis, they are distracted. And that's what they have to do. They have to come again. So they came. Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yogo Prashto Pijayate. So they come in the family of Shuchi or Srimat. Shuchi is good learned brahmanas. Srimata are rich merchants. So what happens is they don't have to suffer the pangs and pains of this world. and they can continue going ahead in their path. Yogi gets strangled. So Ashtasiddhis are a big distraction. So ultimately, but no matter what, for a yogi to become a bhakta, you need association. Durvasa Muni got association of Ambarish Maharaj and thus became a bhakta. Unfortunately, such preferred persons are captivated again by material wealth and honor, and they practically forget the aim of life. That's what happens. That's why don't spend too much life. If somebody a yogi, if he doesn't get association of devotees, then he'll be captured because he has wealth, he has learning, all these things. He gets enamored. So Vasudeva para yoga. Shall we discuss this tomorrow? Yeah, we'll discuss this tomorrow. We'll continue from that. Tomorrow, as in like whenever we have next class. Usually Saturdays, tomorrow is the last session I'm taking for Bhakti Shastri Bhagavad Gita. After that, we'll continue our regular path. Okay, any questions? Comments? Somebody wants to summarize the class? You're most welcome. Yes, Mother Shalini.
Prabhuji, this whole Mayavadi philosophy was actually propounded by Shankaracharya, who was also the incarnation of Krishna, and from what I understood, that it was done specifically to create illusion. So, if it was doing of Krishna, then is it just for the sake of making Maya more powerful? So, I'm not able to relate both things.
I will show you. We need to understand certain conception and misconceptions. This is a shloka spoken by Shiva to Durga. Mayavadam asachastram prachannam bauddham uchyate. Mayeva vihitam devi kalau brahmana murtina. So this particular Asat Shastra, false scripture of Mayavad, prachannam. It's a covered Buddhism. Because in order to beat Buddhism, Buddhism is wideness. In order to beat that, I will take Maya. That's the immediate step. You go from 0th floor, they are Shunyavadis. You want to go to 2nd floor, you have to go through the 1st floor. So I'll first take up Neo Buddhism so that Buddhist people can accept it. And why did Buddha come? In order to decry the Vedas, because the Brahmanas were very cruelly killing all the animals and on the pretext of Vedas. So Buddha said, okay, give up the Vedas. Then he brought back the Vedas. Mayyeva vihitam dev, it's me who will do it. Shiva says to Parvati, Kalau, in the age of Kali, by becoming a Brahmana. Brahmana. So here, if you see, to support this atheistic theory, the Mayavadis cite false scriptures which make people bereft of transcendental knowledge and addicted to fruitive activities and mental speculation. Now, why was this required? It was required at the moment in order to bring back the Vedas. At that particular point of time, it was needed, right? To get back the Vedas. And once the Vedas are back, so it is Shiva who did it. Okay. Buddha wanted to bewilder atheists. Mayavadis wanted to bewilder the Buddhists. And Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya broke the teeth of the Mayavadis. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave everyone love of God. Very good. So gradually, everyone was prepared. Yes, Devija Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhuji, could I ask you a question from yesterday's class? Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. So yesterday, Prabhuji, you mentioned that there's 3 things we need to go back to Godhead: sincerity, seriousness, and no ulterior motives. But how does one give up ulterior motives? Because this is something very difficult to do it truly, be selfless and do something, because we can be sincere, we can be serious on the outside, but we might still have expectations within or attachments within our hearts. It might be even very subtle. So how do you give up that longing or desire? Because I'm thinking it's because of our past life impressions. So these feelings are still there. We're not pure devotees. Pure devotees don't have this issue, but
Okay.
I wanted to
Yes.
ask you that.
In Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sangat Sanjayate Kama. Our desires, they transform with association or they degrade with association. So we have the proper desires. We want the proper desires. We need to have proper sangha, association. What kind of association and attachments we keep, that will decide our desires. Association doesn't mean just people, it also means the media. Somebody is watching all fancy movies, you'll get those camera. Okay, everyone's partying in the movie, I also want to party. You get that desire because you associate. Sangat Sanjayate Dham. So you want to be devoid of any ulterior motives, then you need to associate with those devotees who are having pure motives. Okay. Yes. What is Jnana Kanda Veda meant for? It's meant for liberation, to go beyond the material life. Yes, actually.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So my question is like, so whatever we do, it's said that we are not doing right, like good things. Like don't think you are doing, God is doing, or you are just a medium, and then the God is doing. So when we do good things, like it said that God, you are just a doer, and the God is doing. But why do we do the bad things also? Then who is the doer when we do the bad things?
Well, I always answer this question in a very simple way. Now
So why is God making us do the bad things also?
there is a
If he is
person
the
who's
doer,
driving. A person is driving a car. Okay. Person is driving a car. He goes and knocks off a pedestrian. That pedestrian is dead. Who is responsible? The person who manufactured car, who laid the road, who filled petrol, or the person who is driving?
who is driving?
Yeah. So we are the people who are kind of driving. But it's Lord who manufactures the car. He gives the petrol, the fuel, the gas, and he's the one who lays the road. And he made the rules. He made the rules. Now, when we say God is making us do good things, he's facilitating those things. He's a facilitator. Driving the vehicle lies in our hand. He made the vehicle. He gave the gas. He gave the road. We were able to do. We were able to do good things. So he's the one who facilitates good things. On the other hand, he has given good facility, but we misuse that good facility, we are doing bad. The facility is always good. What is the purpose of car? To go from one place to another, to serve better, to serve faster. So it's a boon. But when we misuse it, we have knocked off somebody, we oversped and we knocked off somebody. We misuse that good facility. That's why we are blamed. God is given credit for the good facility created, and we are blamed for misusing that good facility. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yes, Service Nand Mohini. Mataji.
Hi Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat
Hare
Pranam,
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu, for a beautiful class. Always, Prabhu, similar question. Prabhu, when we say Mayavadi believe in that everything comes from the Big Bang, usually, then what is our way of, what is our source of? How do we make sense to other people when we say, okay, no, we are not this, but we're this?
Two things. Point. First point we have to ask is, even if bang was created, who did the bang? You need a person to bang, right? If you are to blast, there has to be a person required. So who banged? Fine, we accept Big Bang. But who is that big brain who caused the Big Bang? Because without a person, there cannot be bang. Immediate question. There has to be person. It cannot be it can no bang can be automatic. There has to be a person involved. The second thing, we always find that bangs usually create destruction in this world. Bangs are associated with destroying things. But which is that bang which has produced things? So there has to be something divine in order to produce something from that. There has to be divinity because no bang will produce something constructive. It's always destructive. Okay. Can we say that Upasana Kanda Vedas show gradual path to bhakti? Yes, you're right. But not everybody can understand without association of devotee. प्रभुजी मन कृष्ण में लगते हैं कम से कैसे कर सकते हैं कोई उदाहरण देने की कृपा कीजिए मन कृष्ण में लगा कि हम काम कैसे हाउ टू put your heart with Krishna while working. First, you have to put your heart with Krishna. Do your sadhana, then go to work. Then it works. So that's the homework we have to do. Do your sadhana before you go to work, as much as possible. Yes. Mam anusmara yuddhacha. First you remember Krishna, then fight. Do your duties. The first part is Mam anusmara, thinking of Krishna. All right. Thank you all very much for coming to today's discussion. We'll keep meeting like this. And there are more questions, but time's up. So please note them down and we'll definitely take them in our next meeting. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Lord Premanande, dear devotees. Hari Bol. Thank you.